bill for an act for the establishment of the Nigerian Pesticides Councils and other related matters therewith 2021 is vital to the Nigerian economy and agricultural sector. This bill is to enable Nigeria maximize the benefits and use of pesticides in a safe and transparent manner. May I remind the organizers and public at large, the usefulness of pesticide control in agricultural production is evident and cannot be complete for any successful harvest without this particular use of either direct and indirect pesticide control, and on the other hand, it is used to encourage local farmers to adopt the system in their farmland and other related activities.
NAFDAC will tell you they have a list of banned chemicals. Over time, they actually review this list and ban them. But the truth of the matter is, from the investigation, some of these banned chemicals are still in the open market, freely sold. And so for us, it's like, perhaps NAFDAC is not doing the oversight responsibility of going to the market without any form of notification and trying to get some of those things. In terms of response of government, I must tell you it's been very cooperative. You can see that people from the National Assembly are here, the MDs that are relevant at NESRA are here, Ministry of Agric is here, Quarantine is here, all the regulatory agencies are all here. So they all agree there is a problem on ground. There is NAFDAC for now is a regulatory agency responsible for regulating all chemicals, whether it is agricultural related or not. And we feel that is too big a job for it. We need to bring out from NAFDAC that portion of it that deals with agrochemicals and give it to another separate agency to begin to manage. You follow us? We're not saying they're not doing a good job. We're saying, look, if you give it to another separate agency, saddled with that responsibility, look, perhaps they become more effective, because here they have a focus and a direction of what they're doing. And that's what the bill is also trying to do. So for us, the response of government has been cooperative. You cannot rule out the fact, NAFDAC also cannot deny it. If you ask them, they will tell you smugglers are also involved in it. Smugglers are involved in it. But for us, we want to see how these chemicals are no longer used, particularly the highly hazardous pesticides that are banned in foreign countries. If they are banned there, ban it in Nigeria. Don't begin to extend the date of the banning of it, because you may not have the technology to have carried out the research they did to find out that this thing is injurious to human health. You don't wait to repeat your own. You don't wait till it occurs. Learn from their lessons and adopt it. That's why I said, if something is not good in Europe, it's not good here too, because it's the same human that will consume it. There are commodities you send out of this country. The pesticide residue in it, you can't rule it out. For your soil has got an element of it. So every country has got its own pesticide residue level, the permissible one. It is when it goes beyond that particular level, it becomes an issue. You follow me? So it's not as if you can rule it out completely. There is a portion of it where it goes beyond the threshold. It becomes very alarming for every country. And that's what is happening here. So for them, they've got their residue level. We've also got our own. But we're saying, look, if the countries where these things are manufactured are banned them, what other analysis do you want? It's like somebody trying to, rather than learning from somebody's experience, wanting to go through the process and then learn his own lesson, which is too expensive. Life is about learning from other people's experience. I feel, look, if they've done that here, you can do the same here. And don't begin to wait for and say, oh, let's do it. The challenge for us is, if you ban it, the argument is, what alternative do you have on ground? And so we really need to work on the alternatives, because if you tell the farmer, don't use this, it's telling you, what alternative do I have? So we need to look for alternatives that are very useful to our farmers, that they can switch to and still have that increased yield on their farm, and their farms will not be infected by pests and all the rest of it.
Issues of sustainable agriculture is part of what we want to promote in the country. And we just noticed, as in other countries in the global south, there's a high use of pesticides in Nigeria, which leads to numerous environmental and human health issues. And while there's anecdotal evidence that there's a problem, we kind of hear of families falling sick in the news after they had beans from the market or other instances. We realized that there isn't any systematic data collection, or where it is, it hasn't really been put into the public domain as much as there is a need to do that. And therefore, we first decided to look at the registration system in Nigeria with regards to pesticides and to what extent it allows for the proper regulation of pesticides. And then we secondly now looked with the survey that's being presented here today at the use of pesticides by farmers. And we also found that a lot of small-scale farmers that we spoke to, they are using highly hazardous pesticides on a routine basis without having the knowledge or the resources to protect themselves properly or to apply these pesticides in the way they should be applied.
The issue of pesticide is something that is very important now, and we have seen that a lot of people are using pesticides, and there's need to actually regulate it now than ever before. There are gaps, and most of the gaps that we are seeing in the pesticides sector are leading to disastrous consequences like death, poisoning, and so on and so forth. And we need to take action. This is where what Heinrich Ball has put together brings value to the whole space in Nigeria, seeing that we get it right concerning the use of pesticides. It's very important, for our food security.